Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Burgdorf-Fidler, the creative director of Burgdorf-Fidler Productions, formerly known as Forest's Edge Productions. I would like to dedicate this video as an introduction to the rebrand of my YouTube channel, as things have changed quite a bit. To begin explaining these changes, I'd like to start with my personal life, as it impacts the art I create. First of all, in 2025, I married my best friend, thus changing my name, and thus changing the name of the channel as well. Second, I have just become a homeowner, which will take time to fix up, and in turn, projects will not come out as much. Last year in 2025, I only produced one project, as the wedding took up most of my time, but this was my first feature film. This will most likely be the new normality. 2 or 3 big projects a year, instead of a few smaller ones I did for Forest's Edge Productions. All in all, Burgdorf-Fidler Productions will be a big step for me to make higher quality projects. But with a big step like this, you must always remember the steps you took to get to this point. I've been making projects for years and years, starting all the way back in 2011. And I've managed to archive these videos, often watching them to remember how far I've come. So in this video, to highlight the big changes in my artistic career as a no-budget, independent YouTube filmmaker, I like to go through my personal favorite moments in my filmography. This is a respect for the past. In 2011, I was given a 480p digital camera with video functions for Christmas from my parents. This was the catalyst for everything that comes after. I grew up watching movies like Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and even at a young age, I was fascinated with telling stories through the lens of a camera. I decided that I wanted to make a YouTube channel, as YouTube had started to grow in popularity on the internet. However, I was only 11 years old, and even in its infancy, the internet was a cesspool of dangers for a young child. So even though I made little videos, they remained cataloged on my parents' home computer. We made a folder that I called PenguinAang, as I would title all the folders I dumped footage into with random words. The name ended up sticking, and many years later, I refer to my first batch of home videos, PenguinAang Productions.
Hey Taylor! What's up? I got you some water. RP! Ah! Excuse me! I didn't realize that!
IP is my very first movie. I made it so long ago that I really don't remember where the idea even came from or why we even made it. Why do we say IP? What's the point? I don't know. Perhaps it's just that classic childlike potty humor. Either way, it became a staple as the first little movie I'd ever make. It even got a remake later on.
Hey, Mom, what you doing? I'm getting some water. Oh my God! Yippee! You deserve what's just!
Around the time I started making movies, we also got a dog named Rosie. She was only a year old and was extremely energetic, so she was easy to rile up. My best friend at the time was the co-star in these home movies, where Rosie attacks him. She was crazy, but she was gentle, as she was just playing. No children were harmed in the making of these movies. The first few movies were called Bad Hug and Bite 1 through 3, and we went on to even make Dog vs. Human. My parents were thrilled to see Rosie and Tyler wrestling on their bed, but it was all great fun in the end.
Hey, fortune teller! Can I get my fortune told here?
Yes, you can. I will look into the book of fall.
Yeah, that's gross.
Stop it. What's wrong with you, Mom? Well, I saw into the crystal bug, and when you find the 412s, you will die.
Oh, okay, sure. Whatever.
12 follows my friend Tyler as he's given a fortune that he will find 4 12s and then die. And then he proceeds to find 4 12s and then dies. It's a straightforward movie and is full of stupid teen humor. I'm particularly fond of the ending where Tyler is victory crouched by my brother dressed as Jake the dog for a full 3 minutes. This was the first of my home movies where I started implementing narrative storytelling, even if I didn't know what I was doing. This was also the beginning of trying to create comedy sketches.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were coming. Hey guys, I'm Gabe with another Field Trips with Gabe. And today we're just going to our public pool to have some fun swimming.
Field Trips with Gabe is a 4-part series following my best friend Gabe as we tour outings in Michigan over the 2012 summer. Visiting places such as our hometown of Clarkston, a local Zap Zone, our local pool, and the Detroit Institute of Arts. Our host Gabe gives us reviews and facts about the locations. This was my first time putting together any kind of reality or documentary type project. In 2013, Dean and I were bored and decided to make a small movie where I kidnap Rosie and he has to rescue her. What conspires is a very cringe-worthy stinker that's fun to point and laugh at, featuring an iconic montage of Dean suiting up to rescue Rosie, only to be shot. The theme of this one, and the previous movies before it, is boredom. What else to do if all you have is some buddies and a camera?
I'm late!
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for Papa. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow.
This is the first of a series of 4 little movies. As my brother and I were still in school and lived in Michigan, snow days were a normal thing, and when winter hit hard. So to capitalize on our day off, we decided to make a funny how-to video to truly enjoy a snow day. Starring Dean as our snow day professional, we are treated to a cute home movie, all to a dubstep rendition of Dean Martin. When I turned 14, I decided that I was old enough to start a YouTube channel, so I dissolved PenguinAang Productions, as I didn't think the name was good enough. Gone with the home movies of yesteryear, no more would my art exist merely in the bowels of my parents' computer. It was time to make quality content. In 2014, I started taking it a little too seriously, but without that ideology, I wouldn't be where I am today. I decided to change the name from PenguinAang to Hawkeye Productions, and in doing so, I started utilizing more of my friends as actors. I began making short comedy sketches, as that was the most popular thing on YouTube for the time. But as time went on, I realized that I wanted to make films. I was going through high school as well, and there are very apparent drastic changes both in my life as a person, but also in my art. You will see me go from a kid making home movies to a filmmaker in this time of my life. Hawkeye Productions ran from 2014 to mid-2018.
Did you hear what happened?
What?
I moved in next door. It's great.
In 2014, I directed a short film showcasing my grandma's old house, which I thought was unique in both a creepy and beautiful way. Starring Dean and our friend Sam, Dean begins a journey through a strange inception of dreams, giving a sense of humor and surrealism. I made this around October for Halloween. I had also just discovered David Lynch, and for this short, I was trying to replicate that odd surrealism style, while maintaining the humorous sketches that were popular for the time. And
There's a finger in that box. There is a man in that box.
Lessons Well Learned is a 3-part series of lessons that are well learned, but they're not your average lessons. In the first one, we learn not to go in boxes, or not to do drugs, or not to go to school, or not to be a coach. In the second, we learn to tie our knots better, or not to fall asleep first, or not to get in the fights. In the third, we learn to help the community and kill zombies. The first episode is the most iconic as the lessons are so strange and so random, but we had also filmed in a school in Holly, as the Boy Scout troop was given full access for a lock-in. The final one that we made was for a school project.
Where the heck am I?
In 2016, I had just finished binging Lost, a fantastic television show. So when my family and my best friend Gabe's family went on a camping trip, I decided to make a parody of the series. With Dean playing Chip, a guy who's crash landed on an island, Gabe playing Mike, who's been stuck on the island, and myself playing the Man, this is nothing more than a very dumbed-down parody of Lost. But it was fairly well made for the time, and it got me hooked on making narrative films. We shot this in one day, and you can tell by the sun actively going down in the background of the shoot. The Lake was my very first horror short film. I really started leaning towards horror and surrealism, as that was the genre I was starting to enjoy watching the most. Featuring Dean as a beachgoer who gets caught by a malicious lake creature, filmed at the same campground that Found was filmed at, I played around with the new concepts, but it wasn't very clear what I was trying to say. In the movie, Dean's character cannot touch the water, as it slowly turns him into a monster. However, the monster that chases him was also a victim of the lake. It was my very first time messing with a DSLR camera as well, so I started experimenting with cinematography, and to this day, I am still very proud of the shots that came out of this fun video. Contact is a special movie to me. Contact was one of my first therapeutic projects, as I was going through a nasty breakup with no closure, and this story was a way to let out the steam. Based on E.T. and most of Spielberg's movies, I made this project completely by myself. Written, acted, directed, and edited by myself, this is where the true narrative filmmaking began. I am still very proud of how I structured this project. It follows a guy who is explaining how he was abducted by aliens and instructed to contact them, so he builds a machine in his shed to do so. The ending shot, reaching up into the sky after being contacted by the aliens, is still one of my favorite moments in any of my movies.
Where am I? Why do I look like this? What's going on? Who are you?
Hello, Dean. You can call me Gretchen.
What happened to him?
Oh, you mean and on the ground, I ate him.
What am I doing here?
You were sent here to be a sacrifice to him.
Who is he?
His name was Gerald R. White.
His purpose?
To become the creature who is now hunting you. So start running.
This is a project that was years in the making. I had used archived footage from past projects that were never completed to create this Frankenstein of a movie. The movie follows Dean's character as he continuously falls asleep and wakes up in different dreams until he wakes up as Jared and is attacked by a gas-masked man. Apparently I tried to tie this in with Found as a sort of prequel, but it's not very clear. Altogether, the archived footage worked very well to make a dreamlike feel, with a few shoots in between to really tie it all together. The sequence where Jared is chased by the creature is really where my style started to come out, as it features a fairly well done blend of horror, humor, surrealism, and altogether as a director, editor, and cinematographer, this is the project that really got me into filmmaking. The Lake Lives is a short film that I made to experiment with cinematography and editing. Using a DSLR and a GoPro, I wanted to get as many unique angles as possible, including some underwater shots. What came out is a tightly edited short that takes place merely on a boat. You could argue that it's a sequel to The Lake from years previous, but there's not much to dig into with this one. You'll find that a lot of the better shot projects of the time are merely experiments.
What was that?
Did you hear what happened?
What?
I moved in next door. Ah!
Hey, you okay?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something.
Did you hear that?
As a sequel to the original Magical Bad Dream, made only 4 years prior, this was a way to experiment with style. I had discovered and fallen in love with the films of David Lynch a few years prior, and wanted to try and replicate his surrealist style, as it was something that really inspired me. So, to continue the story of the Magical Bad Dream, I had Dean and Jared redo the first scene as the same characters, who had just gone through a visual metamorphosis before going on a wacky adventure. With odd performances, weird camera angles, and strange editing, this was where my style really started shining through. This was the last project that would tie me back to Hawkeye Productions, as I decided that this was the final comedy-style sketch.
Huh. You bumped into me.
Bumped into me.
Oh, you're in my world now. Oh, you're looking for the pastor, are you? Well, the pastor's gone. He, had to take a leave of absence. You're in my world now. You broke into the wrong church at the wrong time. Especially you. So, they never let me have friends in my insane asylum. So you will be my friends. So it's time to be tortured. How about that? I love torturing. But we need to get rid of one of you to start. You!
This movie, which was filmed as a trilogy, is where I truly started to take my role as a filmmaker and storyteller seriously, as this was my first real movie. This project is also the catalyst for many of Forest Edge Productions' projects, as they stem from this one in canon. In the first installment of the trilogy, called Robbers, we follow a group of thieves as they break into a church to steal money, only to find a psych ward runaway with a gun. They're eventually captured and tortured. An agent of bail, Dean's character Gary, wakes up with a broken ankle and must escape while the runaway lunatic is distracted. In the end, as the lunatic is about to smash Gary's head in as he's crawling across the parking lot towards freedom, one of the other robbers shoots him in the back. 6 years later, in the final installment known as Bail, Gary has become the pastor at the church and has a son. The lunatic, who's revealed to be named Christopher Henry, is let out on parole. Christopher Henry, who's possessed by a creature called Bale, kidnaps Gary and his son, and Gary must stop him before he becomes a sacrifice. Gary uses a sword to exorcise the demon named Bale from Christopher Henry. Robbers was filmed and finished in January of 2018 and shown as a class project in my junior year of high school. Agent of Bale was filmed and finished in April as an art project, and Bale was finished in June. Eventually, all three movies were combined into Bale: The Ultimate Cut in 2022. This was my first narrative movie with lots of action, suspense, and characters with depth. It would open the door to many new avenues in my future filmography.
I don't think so.
In 2017, I graduated from high school and went on to start film school at the Motion Picture Institute in 2018. With a new start in my art, and with the success of finishing the Bale trilogy, I knew another change would need to happen. So I decided to close down Hawkeye Productions on YouTube and begin a new era in my life and in my art. In 2018, I began attending film school and everything changed. I had to make films now, instead of making them when I was bored with nothing to do. I had to make art for a grade. But I was more than excited now, as I had resources to elevate my projects. I also made new friends with their own voices in film, and got to work on their projects as well. With this new change, I knew that I needed to revamp my YouTube channel, as my portfolio would be the content. So I started Forest Edge Productions, a name that has deeper meaning. The forest is the mind, and the edge of the forest is the precipice into the strange and the creepy.
And he will visit you, too.
The first of 3 films made for a grade in MPI, Empty Glass was produced in November of 2018 with a small crew and a cast made up of my friend Sophie. For the project, we were tasked with writing and directing a silent film to prove we don't need dialogue to tell a story. Showcasing my grandma's old house once again, this is a ghost story that follows a young woman repeatedly waking up in the middle of the night to find her water glass is empty. Eventually, the girl comes face to face with a spirit who entices her to drink from a glass it conjures, which kills her. The original ending was supposed to have a serial killer with holes in his neck trying to drink water, but can't, as the water just pours from his neck.
You see, right out there on that street, it says 55. It's a residential street. It should be 25. You know how fast Mr. White was going? 60. At 60 miles an hour, he struck and killed my son. Now, nobody saw that license plate that day, but I did. I saw it clear as day, and I memorized it. I found Mr. White, and I stabbed him to death.
It's been 2 months. Why haven't you buried him?
Well, boy, when you first get that taste of killing someone and taking their life from their body, it becomes an obsession. When I took Mr. White's soul, I needed more. So sometimes, when I get in the mood, I come in here with my tools and I just go to town.
For the second graded film in film school, we were tasked with directing a short film using all the information we learned in the half year we were students. For the last time, I filmed at my grandma's house, but this time we utilized her shed in the back. Billy McStone was shot in the cold of February 2019 with a pretty big crew and a cast of 3, including kid actor Tom Sinistage, Daniel Brabo, and Tony Fiona. The film follows James, the young neighbor of disgruntled Billy McStone, as he vlogs his suspicions. One night, James breaks into Billy's shed to find a dead body and is caught. Billy then monologues about the addiction of killing before chasing James down with his car. It's a dark tale littered with dark humor, with an iconic performance by Tony Fiona. Billy became so iconic that I decided his character needed to come back later on.
gotta be kidding me. Stay behind me. Go home. Go home, Jake. Jake, go home.
Just come with me, Jared. It'd be a lot easier if you did.
Back up the car and get out of here before I call the police. Get out.
If I can't have you, nobody else can.
Listen, you're like a
Go get him,
teenage
Stripper
girl.
Joe.
Stripper Joe?
Get him, Stripper Joe. Come on.
You're like
get
a
him.
teenage girl. What's he doing? Look out. Come on. Look at him as...
Stripper Joe! Stripper Joe!
Stripper Joe, you're having a heat stroke. Take your jacket off. Just take your jacket off. Take your jacket off.
Jerry Seinfeld!
These actors are not dead. Take your jacket off. You're just having a heat stroke. Nope, I'm not going.
Hollywood!
Stay here. Stay here. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Take your jacket off.
What do you think you're
Shut up, Cowboy Rick.
What do you think you're doing here? What the hell do you think? Hey! Now what's going on? What is this? What's going on here? Oh my God! I've been shot!
Thank God it was only Pastor Rick.
I've been shot! I just got...
Come on.
Hey, where are you going? I need help!
Stay close. Come on, let's go. Stay down. Come with me. Behind me. Stay down.
In this meta-documentary parody, Bale had gone on to become famous, but ruined Jared's life. We followed Jared as he tries to live his life in exile, all while the famous director Jake Fidler tries to hire him for a sequel. This was filmed one day in May as a birthday present for my buddies, and the final act took quite a bit to practice, as the final scene is an unbroken one-shot action scene. Since there were only 4 of us, and we each appeared in the shot, we had to figure out where to cut and switch off the camera to each other.
Hey, let's just talk. Let's just talk. Come here. Put it down, Jake. Put it down.
Let's just talk.
Stay right behind me.
Come here. Come here.
This is crazy, man.
Come here. Let's talk. No tricks.
Kick the gun away.
No tricks.
Stay right behind me. No tricks.
No tricks.
You shot at me.
It's okay.
This is all for a movie.
Just talk to me.
I can't.
Just do.
I can't just talk to you. Goodbye, Jake.
No.
It's over.
So what's the big idea, huh?
There's a lot on my mind right now.
Well, we've got nothing but time here. Why don't we talk about it?
It's not that simple. I can't just tell you.
Jamie, you're really rubbing my rhubarb here, hon. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to jaw. I just kind of wanted to talk, have a nice date, and you're being a little moody. Not a huge fan of this.
I've been sleeping with Steve, okay? We've been seeing each other, and it's working. I'm sorry.
like my best friend, Steve.
I'm sorry.
Uh-huh, yeah. Me too, I'm sorry. What the fuck, Steve? Like, what the fuck? Come on. Steve, really?
Listen, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
What is this? What's going on here?
Imagine the human psyche as a glass window. I can look through it. I can see the world. Yours is broken, and the window to your psyche is shattered, allowing me to enter.
You're gonna have to put that into layman's terms. I don't get it.
Do you think all people can see me right now?
I guess not, but I really don't understand what's going on here.
It's over.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You shut up!
For the final project at film school, we were tasked with directing a 10-minute or less thesis film, utilizing all the friends and knowledge we acquired throughout the year. It's Over and Just Beginning went through various rewrites, including the first draft where Sid is stuck in hell. But in the end, the story follows Sid, who's played by Daniel Brabo, and he's just gone through a shocking breakup. This allows Abaddon, a Shiolite, to enter his mind and break the barriers of reality. The film was shot on a few sets at MPI and had a phenomenal cast and crew. Tim Merriweather voiced Abaddon to perfection, and Daniel played the broken Sid with brilliance. Jamie, the girl who breaks Sid's heart, is played by Diana, who gives a fantastic performance. On October 13th, 2019, I got to screen the film in a theater, which the audience broke into an Abaddon chant in the title sequence.
Why me?
Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason for things. In life, there are mere coincidences and events that makes no sense. That's what's happening here. You were chosen by random, and if I succeed in exiting this realm, a portal will open between our dimensions, give the Shiolites a bridge, and furthermore, we will dominate the physical realm. And all I have to do is get through this door.
You'll never get away with it, Abaddon.
Filmed on Easter Day in 2019, this film follows Dean, who's enticed to the woods to find and kill a creature of unknown nature. He's led to a river, where he finds a shapeshifter in mid-shift and kills it. It's a simple, moody short film, but it's one of my personal favorites. There's a moment where Dean's character stops at the edge of the forest and ponders going deeper, which is the reason for the name of Forest Edge Productions. You go deeper in, and you'll find some crazy stuff.
Who are you?
This two-parter follows a dreamer who's having cryptic dreams about his brother's death in a plane accident. Filmed entirely by myself, I mostly wanted to experiment with surrealism and suspense. The dreamer is repeatedly entranced by a utility pole in his backyard, either to touch it or to do it. What comes out is two very odd shorts that give off dreamlike vibes.
I'm just stupid. Maybe I can call his mother.
Do it! Do it!
I knew deep down that the dreams were definitely not real, but this pole, it beckoned me, it needed me, I needed to go see it for myself, so I did. I made the mistake of touching it.
You will now see what happened to your brother. Prepare to be transported to the Sheol.
In January of 2020, Connor and I decided to film a final entry to In and Out called Awakening, where the dreamer goes through a revelation. His brother was killed by the utility pole, as it's actually a Sheolite in disguise. There's a fantastic shot in the short where the dreamer tries to beat up the pole, and I used a floodlight behind me to get a nice silhouette. This short film connects various projects together, continuing a rather convoluted story.
I destroyed the plane he was on, because it held a monster that could destroy the entire universe.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Get me out! Get me out!
I knew it was all true in that moment. I needed to have my revenge on the pole who killed my brother.
Glad to see you here. Alright, let's get down to business. The FBI wants to know why there's a giant monster rampaging through this world, and it obviously came from your world.
What I could tell you could destroy your puny human
Hey, now
mind.
you listen here. You came to me first. I'm the only one who knows about this.
It's not as simple as me just telling you what it is. There's more at stake here.
My friend Abaddon, it is very nice seeing you again.
What are you doing here?
The Agent and the Demon is a short mini-episode featuring a new character named Cal Jeffries, who's working with Abaddon to defeat a being called the Beast. Working as a continuation of its Over and Just Beginning in the In, Out, and Awakening movies, we now have stakes and a story to follow.
That is correct.
Then maybe it is time for Agent Cal to go to the shoal so we can learn about the beast. Isn't that right, Abaddon?
You know more, Kev? I think that is a splendid idea.
Hey, what are you doing?
Until next time, Morkef.
For Christmas 2020, I gave myself a new cinema camera, a Lumix G9, but it was January, and COVID was still affecting the world, so I decided to make a little short myself called Copycat. It follows a survivor in a seeming post-apocalypse as he stumbles upon a very familiar face. I used some fun editing techniques, and mostly shot it as a test with my new camera at the time.
My camera! What camera? Holy Mother of Jesus Christ and God! Ah! Get out of it! Come on, you little bastards!
Wake from your sleep, the drying of your tears. Today we escape, we escape. Pack and get dressed before your father hears us, before all hell breaks loose.
What is there to say about the original Lake Tape series? I wrote an entire book about it, in fact. I filmed the first half of the series at the beginning of 2021, and finished it before Halloween. I ended up making 7 episodes, including a prequel episode, which oddly released on September 11th. The series is famous mostly because it was supposed to be something completely different, yet became its own amazing thing. Daniel and I started the series with an experimental pilot, and the rest followed throughout the year. The series follows Mason Thomas as he discovers a plot to destroy his home planet of Earth. The Lake Tapes, a sentient dimension disguised as a VHS tape, along with the villainous Lake and the megalomaniac serial killer Billy McStone, want to gather powers to turn all the humans into monsters. In the end, Mason loses and the tape destroys his home. With amazing performances by Connor McBain, Daniel Brabo, Tony Fionda, David Thompson, Sophie Holmes, and many more, this is one of my biggest collaborations and brought a lot of people together following COVID.
Why me?
Such a chill.
Why me?
Save humanity and the rest of the universe.
Take the sword, take the key, and go!
Kill it. Kill it.
I'm the one who has to do this.
Bill, Abaddon does not want you here.
Get out of my way, Anmok. Abaddon has betrayed us. He's a traitor. I have no quarrel with you.
You must leave.
The Evil of Baal is an important episode in my Sheol series, as it connects Baal, its Over and Just Beginning, In, Out, and Awakening, and the Agent and the Demon, while also answering a question: who released the beast? Baal, who we last saw in 2018, is now played by Daniel Bravo, and he's more conniving than powerful this time. He ends up releasing the beast as a part of his plan to defeat Abaddon. But what's next for his plans? We filmed this episode in the barn Daniel was working at, with a great group of actors who played various Sheolites. This was also a big step in making a large-scale connected universe, as it was all starting to really take shape.
My fellow, the beast has risen. Now it is time to bring back the great departed one, Andromelech. And we will bide our time while we occupy Abaddon. And eventually we shall strike. And bring unity and peace and honor back to the Sheol once and for all. Glory to the Sheol! 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 I don't know where anybody is. I can't wake up. Holy Mother of God, look at that! Ah!
In Mason's Lament, we come to find out that Mason has survived the events of the Lake Tapes, but with an enormous amount of trauma. We follow him as he wanders through the locations where traumatic experiences took place, all with a gloomy and depressing background. The short then spirals out of control as Mason comes face to face with a wacky mercenary named Captain Ezekiel Cuba, who's working with Mayor Billy McStone to bring Mason in. Mason finds out he has powers and conjures a gun out of thin air, killing the mercenary. We shot this in February, during a warm spell, giving the world a hazy and gloomy feel. The ground was frozen, and many times you can see us slipping.
No! No! No, stay with me, Gourmet.
So, in your opinion, do you believe that the Northville Psychiatric Hospital is haunted?
Yeah, ghosts exist. Plain and simple.
What exactly are ghosts and spirits, whatever you want to call them? In my opinion, I believe that ghosts are like an apparition, or like the forming of residual energy from either trauma or anything like that, and it's coming back and making itself known through either, electromagnetic field, the space in the air, like the white noise that you can hear. What do you think ghosts are?
It's the most loaded question I've ever been asked. Ghosts can be just about anything. They can be the static behind the walls. They can be the voices in your head. They can be the energy caked on the walls of an abandoned mental facility, or they can be, the people buried in a cemetery. As long as energy is acknowledged, there will be spirits, because somebody is paying attention to something that doesn't exist in a physical form. And I think a ghost is just energy that doesn't exist in a physical form that human beings can see. That's all.
In early 2022, Daniel and I self-toured the decrepit Northville Psychiatric Hospital and decided that our mutual love for Zach Bagans was enough to make a full ghost hunting documentary. By this time, Connor had moved to Atlanta, but we found a way to have a collaboration. As Daniel and I investigated both the abandoned psych ward and a cemetery, Connor was our narrator. In the psych ward, we captured an apparition in the basement. In the cemetery, we kicked a hornet's nest and got swarmed by ghosts. It was an odd thing to come face to face with the spirits of the undead. This was the 2022 Halloween special and kicked off the holiday release tradition.
Please. I don't actually know if this is actually a time to speak to us or not.
You cannot bring him back.
Nothing can stop this now. I should kill you myself, using this great power. But I'll let him do it for me.
Bell, don't! Don't!
Your suffering shall go on no longer. You see, your time has come to an end, Abaddon, and you have met your doom! You have met your doom at my hands, and at the hands of the purest Andromelic. No one shall forgive you this time. No one, you blackened charcoal monster. You foul, formless beast. You shall be abhorred by the hellions of 1,000 miseries.
And Abaddon. What is this, my servant?
My lord, Abaddon is a traitor and has betrayed the Shoal. And I have brought you back. I have brought you back to be a true ruler.
Abaddon, the great purist, has broken the promise.
Yes. His promise has been broken, and I have made my own promise, my own vow to restore the Shoal to a true, pure Shoalite reader like you.
Bill. What did you think was going to happen? Be my right hand? You helped Abaddon imprison me all those years ago. Has this escaped your memory?
My lord.
If Abaddon didn't know what he does, I wouldn't kill him. But the same does not go for you. You weasel.
But I brought you back. Your return is my doing.
Now,
What are you laughing about, you traitor?
Belle, you stupid blind bastard. You were so caught up in revenge you didn't see the truth.
What do you mean?
You've been looking for a pure Shoalite to rule this realm, and I've been the only one this whole time. You brought back the true enemy of the Shoal.
How could I not know? How could I not know? And it was so clear. You're human. Trickster god, you're human.
Now, old friend, I will destroy you. The Shoal belongs to the Shoalites.
Stay the fuck back.
Cal, what are you doing here? This is my fight. Ah, so it is true. Abaddon really has betrayed his own people. Cal, no! Cal, hold on. Just hold on.
Abaddon. You have peace.
I can't without you.
You have to rule this place with unity.
Cal, hold on, please. Cal.
Abaddon. I do know the way he can be saved. His human mind and soul can be returned to Earth if this place is closed forever.
If this will truly work and you consent, then we will go down with the Sheol.
For treachery!
Bale! You have betrayed me! What are you doing, Bale? Stop!
Bale! 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 Bale!
Starting near the end of summer of 2022, I had been working on an episode to end the Sheol saga, which left off with the evil of Baal. After many shoots, the story I'd been working on for many years finally came to fruition. The story follows Abaddon and Cal as they defeat the beast, only to find Baal has found the lake tapes and used its powers to resurrect Andromelech, a former Nazi turned Sheolite. With this episode, it brings us right back to where it all began, with Baal's victory. It's Over and Beginning Again was released on Christmas as part of the 2022 holiday releases. Daniel played this version of Baal with brilliance, and Jacob Horn played Andromelech with a dominating performance. Connor McBain was also able to be part of the project as he voiced Abaddon all the way from Atlanta. He also wrote and performed an original song, Mortals Will Fall.
Bail, all these humans finna fail. I said, bail, all these humans finna fail. Yo, when I rap, shit kinda takes its toll. But it's nothing dealing with the stress of the show.
No trouble, sir. I really don't. Please stop following me. Sir, please leave. Sir, please back to your very vehicle. Go home. I don't want to deal with any of this. I don't know why you've been following me. Please, can you stop? Stop, please. Yeah, go home, please, don't. Jesus Christ. Don't, please don't come any closer. Stop. Go back to your car. Go back, please don't. Look away from me! Stop! Oh my fucking God!
Around September of 2023, Connor had come to visit from Atlanta. We decided to make a short for Halloween called 3 Rights, following Connor's character as he stalked from Pontiac to his home. We tried to make it a one-shot, no-cut film. We tried hiding any cuts we had to make until the very end. Daniel plays the stalker, a green face-painted creep who uses shadows and distance as a weapon. This is the first release to kick off the 2023 holiday releases.
Get away from me! Get away from me, you fucker! Leave me alone, please, stop! Get up, somebody! Get this guy away from me, please!
I've been waiting all night to get my hands on you, boy. But it hasn't just been tonight, it's been months. Months I've been watching you, stalking. Ah!
I hate you.
Calamity 100 is a project I started writing back in 2018 for MPI, but never got around to make it. In 2023, during the summer months, Daniel and I got together and started filming this project at a local park. We eventually finished filming with Tony, giving him a role that isn't Billy McStone. Calamity 100 plays with dreams, and is part of a bigger story. It follows Joseph, a man who's grieving his neglected father while experiencing bad dreams. Eventually, he ODs on a medication called Somnazin after getting beat up in his dreams and the bruises being real. He finds himself stuck in Calamity, a dreamscape made by his father. He must find a light bulb while being hunted by his father's negativity. The finale showcases a beautiful performance by both Daniel and Tony. This film was released on Christmas Day in 2023.
Get up.
Stumbling through the back door, a drunk, young, and confident Milo enters the kitchen.
Babe, I'm home.
In the living room, the lights from the television turn off, and in storms Sarah Benson, a 5'0", messy blonde bun woman with fiery eyes that pierce through Milo with the heat of 1,000 suns.
Where the fuck have you been?
I was just out at Lenny's with the boys.
Out with the boys, huh? Is that really what you were doing?
His eyes dart to the floor, shrugging. Sarah pulls her phone from her pocket, pulling up a picture and shoving it in his face. The picture is taken from across a bar. He's kissing another woman, practically making love to her.
Who is she, Milo?
She's just a friend.
Just a friend, my ass. Friends don't stick their tongues down each other's throats.
Can you really blame me?
Milo pushes past her, going to the fridge and cracking open a bottle of beer, chugging it down.
What is that supposed to mean?
You're always bitching me to do this and that. She never does anything like that. You can't blame me for going out and messing around.
Oh no, don't you dare do that. Don't put the blame on me for you fucking cheating.
Milo rolls his eyes, pushing past her to leave the room, but is stopped when she grabs his arm. He swiftly turns, smacking her across the face with a backhand.
Don't ever fucking touch me like that again.
Her cheek begins to bleed as Milo's eyes burn with hatred, staring into hers. She rushes out of the kitchen, tears rolling down her cheeks as Milo downs the rest of his beer, then grabs another, cracking it open. Before he can bring the bottle to his mouth, Sarah rushes back into the room with the packed suitcase.
Where the fuck do you think you're going?
Going to my mom's. You don't want me here.
You can't leave.
I'll come back when you're sober.
Milo sits in his big recliner in the middle of the white dreamscape, the knight standing in front of him, his arms crossed. The knight bends down, staring Milo deep into his eyes, a dark look in his face.
Oh, Milo, you're too important for me, I'll admit. I cannot kill you, not yet at least. But mark my words, if you prove to be unnecessary, I shall.
Milo tries to open his mouth to speak, but nothing can come out.
Go back to the alcohol. You know we both need it.
In 2020, I decided I wanted to direct a film called The Knight, in which Milo, a recovering alcoholic, is being haunted by a malicious knight in his dreams, who can hurt him in reality from his dreamscape. However, this film never took shape. In 2023, I decided that I was going to experiment with audio dramas, and with a full cast including Connor McBain as Milo, Shane R. Hillier as Jensen, Alessia Fionda as Sarah, and David Thompson as The Knight, I finally found a medium for the story. The Knight is part of a bigger story called In Dreams, connecting with the world of Calamity 100. It was released on New Year's Day, 2024. As the knight begins pacing around Milo, he takes his pouch from his belt and squirts black goo onto his hand, shoving it in his mouth.
I murdered Sarah? But I thought that was...
Me? You thought you defeated me? I tricked you, Milo. You walked right into my long con. Everything was orchestrated by me. The nightmares, the hallucinations, everything. It was all me.
Wait, but I took all the pills,
The knight's demeanor shifts, becoming dark and serious.
You have a choice now. You can die at my hands, or you can fight your way out.
As the knight begins stepping closer, Milo backs up against the wall, but instead of a solid wall, it's a fabric sheet. The knight pulls a dagger from his sheath on his belt and tosses it to Milo's feet. Milo hesitates to pick it up, but does. The knight pulls his sword from the sheath and charges Milo. Milo ducks as the sword is swung at his head, but barely missing his neck. Milo pushes through the sheet wall, rushing into a new room. He's lost the knight for now. In the middle of the room, lying on the floor, is a bloody, deceased creature. As he begins walking away from it, a bright light blinds him for a moment and then disappears. He gathers his composure as he hears the knight laughing and approaching fast. He pushes through the wall again, losing him. In this new room, a man sits on the opposite end. The man wears a black tuxedo, but a golden orb replaces where his head should be.
Milo, destroy the heart. You have to destroy the heart.
Milo rushes past the strange being through the wall once again. He enters a new room where instead of white sheet walls, there's stone. On the opposite wall, a fleshy mass is stuck to the brick, pulsating and moving. He walks to the mass, taking out the dagger and pondering whether to destroy whatever it is. He raises the dagger. Suddenly, the white sheet wall where Milo entered rips down and the knight enters with a crazed, evil smile.
Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? This is so familiar. This is so familiar. Something about it. It's strange. This is so familiar. Something about it feels nostalgic, but I've never seen this place before. This is so familiar. This is so familiar. Something about this feels so nostalgic, but I've never seen this place before. No, now I understand. No, I understand now. It's like the tape, but it's not the tape. It's something completely different. No, I understand now. It's like the tape, but it's not the tape. It's something completely different. Something's on my tail. Something's on my tail. I can sense it breathing down my neck. I need to get out of here. Something's on my tail. I can sense it on my neck. I need to get out of here. Something's on my tail. I can sense it on my neck. I need to get out of here.
3 years after the release of the late tapes, and knowing that Mason Thomas was still out there, I decided to make a short film continuing the story. Taking place right after it's over and just beginning again, the Tape and Billy are revealed to have survived, and they take bail in the midst of a Sheol invasion of Earth. Meanwhile, we find that Mason has been living on Earth for 3 years. Mason is eventually tricked back into the tape and finds himself in the middle of a fight between Billy and Bale. Mason uses his powers to destroy his enemies forever. This was filmed in 2024, all in one day. Tony, Connor, and Daniel had played their parts to perfection. Editing was the longest part, as there was quite a bit of VFX work, and Daniel helped out a lot with it.
I say we fight without weapons. A test of our true power. What say you, Billy?
No weapons. Let's do it.
Have at thee! You cannot defeat the great power of the stone!
Am I even a good person? Do I deserve this? I'm responsible for Warp's death and it brought me right back here. Now, if I die, Billy or that scary guy will get my powers, and who knows what will happen then. No, I'm not the bad guy. I'm just the unlucky son of a bitch that's been wronged by the late tapes too many times. Not anymore! No, not anymore! Because I'm part of the tape, and whether it likes it or not, I have some of the tape's powers. I don't care if I make it out of this. I just know I need to destroy the tape and these fuckers. I made myself a promise over 100 years ago. And I'm gonna be the one to do that. That I'm gonna be the one who has to do this. Here and now!
In 2025, after almost 8 years and making nearly 40 projects for the Forest Edge Productions YouTube channel, I decided that another change was necessary. In this year, I told myself that I was going to take a break from making projects, as I was getting married and about to buy a house. However, Some of the best stories worthy of being made come out of left field. So near the end of 2025, I closed down shop at Forest Edge Productions and began working on my very first feature film, which would be the first project of Burgdorf-Fidler Productions. This would leave PenguinAang, Hawkeye, and now Forest Edge in the past. But as I move on to bigger stories and better produced projects, I can remember where I started and how far I've come. The true beauty of starting my journey as a filmmaker is having my entire life as an artist ready to watch at any moment. This has been a look into my personal story as an artist and a respect for the past.